everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kalani. So today I have chosen a different topic which is a bit controversial, yet I believe would be very useful to you when you conduct your language. So PC language, or you call it politically correct language. So in today's video we are going to discuss what is this politically correct language, and also I'm going to give you some politically correct terms that are worth learning. So let's begin. Think that you are walking with a friend who cannot see for some vision problem, and you come across a person during this walk and initiate a talk with him. Well, at this point, if you happen to mention your friend's deficiency, which word would you use for that? Would you just say she's blind, or he's blind, or maybe partially blind? Well, you have all freedom to use the word blind, but if you choose not to use that word, instead, if you are looking for a better word that you think would be rather polite, then you are seeking a politically correct term for the word blind. So simply said, to use politically correct language is to avoid any potentially offensive expressions that we probably make when we speak, especially when it comes to topics like race, religion, sexual orientation, deficiencies. We have to be very careful not to offend anybody, even unintentionally. So now, let's see some politically correct terms that you can use in place of certain words that you think are offensive. Number 1, blind. Well, referring to a person who cannot see, you can use the word blind. And there's nothing wrong in using this word. But at times, you might feel really uncomfortable to use this word, especially in front of the referred person. In such cases, you have a good alternative, visually challenged, or you can even use visually impaired. For examples, these children are visually challenged. Just look at this sentence. Rather than saying these children are blind, sometimes it sounds more polite to say these children are visually challenged. Number 2, deaf. Well, this refers to a person who cannot hear. If you feel that it's not very nice to use the word deaf to refer a person who cannot hear, you can use the alternative term, having a hearing impairment. Well, for examples, you can say, he has a hearing impairment. Number 3, insane. This refers to a person who doesn't have the normal behavior. At times we are reluctant to use this term because we are afraid that the person or somebody can get upset hearing this word. Well, in such cases, you can use the alternative term, mentally challenged. For examples, you can say, her mother is mentally challenged. Number 4, disabled. You may have seen and heard this word at many places. Just look at this word, disabled. Well, the prefix dis gives a very negative meaning to this word. So rather than using the word disabled, therefore, you might prefer using a term like physically challenged. For examples, you can say, we should help physically challenged people. You can also use the term differently abled. For examples, seeing a crippled person who cannot walk properly, you can use the word, he is differently abled. Number 5, stupid. Well, this is a word that we freely use with friends and some other people, but this refers to a person who lacks intelligence and who lacks common sense. So at times it's not very nice to use this word. Instead, you might want to use another term. So a better alternative for this is intellectually challenged. So you can say that child is intellectually challenged. So avoiding the word stupid, you can use the term intellectually challenged. Number 6, elderly people. Well, we use elderly people to refer old, aging people. Well, this term is fair enough to use for old people, but at times, if you feel it can be offensive in certain situations, you can use the term senior citizens. Well, for example, you can say, the government can involve senior citizens in developing the country. Number 7, poor. You can say poor families, poor people, poor countries. Well, when you hear this, it's something like immovable. It's like a quality that is inherent to that family. So instead, you would prefer using the term economically challenged. For example, so you can say, the government should take care of economically challenged people. And another term that you can use in place of poor is underprivileged. You can say underprivileged people. Number 8, housewife. Well, if somebody asks you, what is your wife or what is she doing? You would probably say she's a housewife. And at the same time, you might think that your wife can get offended on hearing this. Well, you have a good alternative word for that. This is homemaker. Well, she's the one who makes over your home, so you can use she's a homemaker. Number 9, policeman. Well, this is a very common word that you hear and you use. But somebody might ask, why men, not women? Well, it's true in the past, women were deprived of doing certain jobs. But in the present, the situation is different. So why not the words? So instead of using policeman, you can use police officer. I met a police officer yesterday. Number 10, chairman. Chairman refers to the person who chairs a company or an organization. Well, why is it necessarily a man? Why not a woman? Well, you had better use the gender-neutral term chairperson. So you can ask, who is the chairperson of this company? Well, you have learned some useful politically correct terms that you can use to avoid any potentially offensive words when you speak with people. At the beginning, I told you that this is a controversial topic. Some people criticize that politically correct language deprives them of freedom of talking. Well, what is your opinion regarding that? So you can comment down here your opinions, your ideas regarding this. Well, at the same time, if you are using any other politically correct terms, if you find them in your vocabulary, just add them here in the comment section. If you think that this is a useful video and the things we discussed here are worth learning, so share it among your friends and also subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon next to that. And let's meet again in another useful video.